Hey guys, this is Drabble here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, where we are at the conclusion of Case 8, Turnabout Big Top, and now we just have to prove that it was Acro who killed the ringmaster, and I believe the central point is going to be the fact that he sees Regina as killing his brother, and Regina was meant to die because of the note that was found in her pocket, but that she left somewhere else. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, and am I that hated? Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst, cough. But I'm nothing but a little nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. Gonna ignore me after I went through all the trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Ho ho ho. Well, if you insist. Now about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. We'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh, that reminds me, I've gotten a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that, the very end part? I'm not sure. It's all pretty cryptic to me. Probably because Von Karma thinks she still has a chance to pull this out her side. Oh, one more thing. Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? Is it because he's a farm boy? Probably. Alright, court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. Actually, before we do that, I want to see the evidence. Fat scarf stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. You mean kind of like what was found in the box? I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling? Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Alright. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. We. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. He kept saying we, but he never answered what we was. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? it wasn't the ringmaster he was trying to kill. The defense has the right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix, right? You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Well, I mean, we were right all the other times, so... Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. First thing I'm going to do is, like, what you mean by we, bro? Did I... Oh. Okay, yeah, I didn't save that correctly the way I usually do. Oh well. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow, sniffle, sniffle. No crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were only very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat at the age of 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I want it to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. Josh keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow. How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix, right? You better think hard. Ow. No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see the witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that. It is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Oopsie daisies. Like, the thing is, he didn't want the ringmaster dead. He wanted Regina dead. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so full-heartedly foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro? You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah, Regina. Regina Berry. This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill the young girl. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat, Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the? That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, order, order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours is the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the Ringmaster, saw the note? That's correct. The Ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Which means he couldn't check to see who it is. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's going to get harsher from here. Hope Regina can handle it. Probably not. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has started in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence meant in the note? I know it's certainly like to know what it is. I can't answer that question. The judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually that scarf. What? This is it? Well, I kind of figured out a try. What? Conclusive evidence of the incident 6 months ago is actually... What, the seasoning bottle? What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? His brother. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. Except we have the scarf. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I think it was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Because of the scarf? Okay, yeah. That's just a scarf. Acro? This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There is something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. 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 Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge still doesn't get it. Yeah, he really doesn't. Mr. Phoenix, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like it was smiling. Lions smile? Never heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. Oh. Yep, I told ya. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Wow, all this trouble because of someone sneezing. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool. You've gotta be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object, for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this was a joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. That's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Ha. Ha ha ha. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me what I said was true? Acro? You don't mean, you can't mean. Witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's even a bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on the top of the ringmaster. Where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon, the bust that the defense claims was used, if that's were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Let's request to search his room. The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dingling. What is it now? It looks like you still haven't figured things out, have you? By now you must know the meaning of Von Karma total justice. You mean... If Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to point it out, Max's bus was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bus wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. We took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. Looks like you lacked the final nail to put in my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where is the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Crap. Thank you for your support. Ack. Does he have it on him? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings the end to this cross-examination. Who holded it? Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry. I'm a bit nervous and just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow. Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What, are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bus now? Yeah, I think he has it on him, to be honest with you. It's obvious. The bus is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where. Allow me to point the location of the bus for all. Acro? I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it's really easy to say hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, and the only place that you could hide it, under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool. How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. There's only one of me. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Honestly, I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. Can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know, I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it would be funny to get him back in the same way. That's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely, that she would laugh innocent when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you're saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd killed myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he was the only one who said anything nice about Max. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Okay, that was a long one. And I had my clues, I guess, a bit mixed up in how I was supposed to present them. This court is adjourned. I think that was my main problem with this trial portion was presenting the clues in the correct order in which the courtroom wanted me to. But that was okay. I knew from the beginning it probably had to do with Regina, but this is even more stupid than I thought. But fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only, at max, 1 million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. You worry about people too much, then they'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Oh, is she finally crying? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault. I don't think she must not have realized that she did it. Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's going to split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't give up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he going to try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so anymore. He's not going to do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? Really sure? I can't believe that. Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. I don't know, maybe his brother? I don't know. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But Bat? That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mel? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. You might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? But don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fantabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're going to help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. Can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick. Seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. Can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Please don't. Oh, he's still going. You done yet, dude? Or is the case really just going to end there? I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Is this Francisca talking? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Wait, what? I'm so confused. So does that mean that Edgeworth is coming back? Well, one, I hope so, and two, what does that mean for Francisca coming all this time? Is he like trying to like beat me one last time? Or was Francisca like trying to prove that one of them could beat him? And that's the only thing I can really think of. But this actually more so goes into what I really wanted to figure out what happened to Edgeworth, so I am excited about that. And I will see you guys next time where hopefully something really interesting happens and a lot more interesting case with likable characters and more logical unlocking of different areas of the map. Who knows? But I will see you guys later. Bye!